Hi everyone, it's Carolyn Mose, Certified Spending Planner, commonly known as the Money Lady here. And I just wanted to have a chat with everyone today because in the middle of COVID-19 and the crisis that we're currently having, I just wanted to reassure people that, you know what, it is going to be okay. And as one of my clients said to me just the other day, this too shall pass. Okay, so I realise in having said that though, that there are a lot of people out there who are struggling. I had another client who rang me midweek last week to say that her business was now on a skeleton staff and she would be working 1 week on, 1 week off. Every second week needed to be annual leave. She didn't have any annual leave, so she rang me in a panic and said, "What do I do?" And later that week, she rang me to say that her husband, who worked for Qantas, had actually also just been told that he would now be working month on, month off, and every second month again had to be annual leave. So for this family, all of a sudden, just like that, their income has halved. Okay, now they have 4 children, so life for them was looking a bit doom and gloom. So what I wanted to do with you today is tell you a little bit about the spending planner software that we actually use and how it could be beneficial for you in this time of crisis, because I know for these clients, because they have a spending plan and because they could make some tweaks and changes to that plan, they could actually work out how best to manage their remaining income. Okay, so today what I want to do is introduce you to the spending planner software, and I'm going to share my screen and I'm just going to take you through a scenario. Now I have a sample plan up here which is for a young couple with a couple of kids, and they have, sorry about that, that's my phone and I will turn it on silent just for the minute. So sorry about that, guys. So these guys, young couple of kids, they have a $450,000 mortgage. They also have a car loan for $23,000, and their weekly living expenses are $400 a week. Now, this is probably a fairly average scenario for most families with kids out there, I would imagine. And what I want to do is take you through how we can actually make changes to the spending planner to see how much this couple or this young family can actually live on in the time of crisis. Okay, so let me share my plan with you. Alrighty, so hopefully you can see my spending planner software. So this is the main screen that you come to when you're in your spending planner. Now I'm going to take you to the dashboard, and these my sample clients, they actually have an income of $101,400. So we have income 1, which is $2,200 a fortnight, and income 2, which is $1,700 a fortnight, and their expenses are $93,940. They have a savings plan in place, and they have $5,200 going into their savings in a year, and they have a remaining balance of $2,260. Okay, now, so they're in a pretty nice position while both of them are working. Now, let's assume that, like my young clients during the week, let's assume that their income has just halved. So we will go into their transactions. Now, this is a list of all of their transactions. As you can see, we're pretty comprehensive when we put in our transactions. These guys have transactions for pretty much everything that they would spend money on: clothing, dental, electricity, food, fuel, fun and incidentals, hairdressing, house maintenance, insurances, registrations. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is have a look at their income. Now I'm actually going to reduce their income by half. So their income now is $1,100, okay? And I'm going to reduce this income by half, which will be $850. Okay, so let's just save that. Now, we'll go back to our dashboard, and obviously this is not going to look very pretty. Their income has now been reduced to $50,000. Their expenses are still at $93,000. So they're $48,440 in the red, which is a bit sad. Now, the one thing I did say to my clients during the week was the first thing I want you to do is call your bank, because the banks are being very generous at the moment in allowing people to actually have a moratorium on their mortgage and stop their mortgage payments. Now, there is no detrimental effect. It will not affect their credit rating. It will not affect their interest. What it will do is extend the loan for a certain period of time. Now, at the moment, the banks have said to them, we will offer you a moratorium, no mortgage payments for 3 months, 6 months if need be, and 9 months also if need be. So let's assume worst case scenario and that we don't want to make a mortgage payment for the next 12 months. Okay, so let's go back into our accounts list this time, and we're going to pick up our mortgage. Okay, here's our mortgage. We've got, as I said, almost $450,000. They're making a monthly payment of $2,000. We're going to make that zero. Okay, so let's save that. Let's go back to our dashboard now and have a look at our expenses. Our expenses have now reduced to $69,940, but our expenses are still well above our income. Okay, so the next thing we would do with a client is have a look at their transactions, and let's take out the things that are not absolutely essential in the next 6 to 12 months. Okay, so our car servicing, we could probably put that off for a little while. So let's just say we'll take, actually, no, I'm sorry, we'll leave that at 300. Well, actually, no, let's take it back to zero, okay, for now. Okay, car servicing, let's take this one back to zero as well. That's not going to make a huge amount of difference because they're 4 monthly expenses, okay? So what I want to do is look at, let's scroll down our list. Now, childcare expenses. Now, these guys, their childcare expenses, which is before and after school care, have now halved because for 1 week out of 2, mum was actually going to be home, so the children will be home with her, okay? So let's reduce our weekly childcare expense from $250 to $125, okay? Now, we'll leave Christmas in there for now. Hopefully by Christmas, COVID-19 will be, you know, well and truly a thing of the past. But let's take out our weekly clothing of $30. We'll take that back to zero for now. Okay. Now, our dental, we can put off our dental for 12 months. So we'll also take that back to zero. Electricity we'll still need to pay. We'll still need to buy food. But honestly, your fuel expenses will probably have decreased. You're only on the road half the amount of time. And your fun and incidentals also might decrease because you are in either forced isolation or chosen isolation. And so, but for the moment, I'm going to leave that there, okay? Our fuel, I'm actually going to reduce that down to 100 a week, okay? Okay. Now, our hairdresser, I'm going to take out our hairdressing expenses for the moment, okay? I know for some of the women out there, they'll be going, no, don't take my hairdresser away, but we'll just take it away for the moment. House maintenance, we're going to take that away for the next 12 months. Okay. Our insurances, we still need to pay. Our health insurance will still need to pay. Our life insurance will still need to pay. Okay, our mobile, our rates, our registration, savings. So at this stage, these guys are not going to be saving, okay? So let's take that back to zero as well. Okay, and our unpredictable rainy day, I would consider keeping that, because it is very important to have some money set aside for those unpredictable expenses. Okay, and our water rates, we're going to keep those as well. So let's just go back and have a look now. I've also still got the birthday expenses in there as well, which is okay for now. Let's go back to our dashboard and have a look and see if we've managed to improve our expenses. Okay, so now we have an income of 50,000, our expenses are now 53,000. So we're still 2,860, about $3,000 in the red, okay, but we're a lot better off now than what we were, okay. So let's go back in and let's see what other changes we can actually make to our plan. Okay, so we have birthdays. Let's reduce our birthdays. We can make them a lovely cake and give them a beautiful handmade card. Okay, let's take them back to zero for now. Okay, remember, this is short term. This is a short term fix because COVID-19 is short term. It's not going to be something that is going to affect us for much longer than 6 to 12 months, I believe. So, and this is a 12-month plan that we're looking at this stage. Okay, let's reduce. Let's look at our fun and incidentals. Okay, I'm going to take this $50 back down to zero. Board games are a great way to keep the kids amused. Okay, and we won't be having coffee in cafes because cafes may very well be shut, and takeaways might for the foreseeable future be a thing of the past, even for the next few months. Okay, so let's take that back to zero and we'll save that. All right, now pretty much everything else, as you can see, are the things that we really need to have. There are our essential transactions, the essential things that we have to pay. Okay, so let's go back to our dashboard now and see where we're sitting. Okay, now as you can see now, our income is $50,700, our expenses are $50,480. So we actually have $220 remaining. So we've managed, just by taking out those non-essential things that we can actually live without for the next 3, 6 or 9 months, to on half income. So remember, we've halved our income and we've actually managed to have a working spending plan, which is pretty exciting. So that's the sort of thing that as a spending planner I do, and I also partner with Kelly Pamick from Money Chief, and Kelly and I get pretty excited. This is what excites us, making these changes and saying to people, you know what, I know life's tough and I know this has happened, but for my client who was in that position last week, and she actually said to me on Friday, but you know what, we're going to be okay. We know we're going to be okay. And that was really exciting for me, that I knew that they had their plan in place. They could go in and they could make these changes and they could live on the absolute bare essentials just for the next little while. And it's not long term. As I said, remember at the beginning, this too shall pass. Okay, this too shall pass. And for now, their plan is pretty tight, but it's doable. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And what I actually wanted to say in closing was that Kelly and I are absolutely passionate about what we do as spending planners, and we are running some online courses that will be commencing very shortly for everyone, you know, everyone that's struggling with their money at the moment. If anyone would like to put a plan in place for their money, we are running those courses at greatly reduced costs. But this is not a salesy thing for you guys to sign up for anything. Absolutely not. And we don't want you to think that. What I would love you to do is just look at the fact that a spending plan can actually help you if you do want to put a plan in place for your money. And if you think that would be helpful for you at the moment, please just give me a call and we can have a chat. So thanks so much for listening, guys. I hope this has been helpful. If you do nothing else, please just sit down and actually look at your current income or your reduced income, look at your essential expenses and put a plan in place for your money moving forward. And remember, this is not long term, this is short term, and hopefully by Christmas we'll be looking back at COVID-19 as being a thing of the past. Thanks, guys, for listening, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye for now.